this is what is the virtual machine, and let me just go ahead and start it, and at least show you how it looks like. Don't worry, today we won't do much on it. Probably tomorrow also we won't do much work on it. So you have, a couple of days to get this up and running on your machine, but do it as soon as you can, because doing hands-on along with me, if you can do it along with me, it would look something like this to you. A shell would open, and let me not talk about it right now, just not to overwhelm you right about what the software looks like and all that. So I am going to do this. Okay, let me do this. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to put this here, and yes, we're done with this. Yeah, so let me get started. Okay, all right, so let's take this first example. As you can see my screen right now, right? You would have seen the cricket telecast on TV, right? Or on your Fire Stick, or nowadays you see this in your Hotstar, right? Or your Sony Live. When you watch sport, right, like cricket, nowadays you get a lot of statistics around it. Recently, the IPL got concluded, and you would see a lot of statistics going around, right? If you are like me and interested in cricket, you would be able to relate it to your experience, right? So something like keys to success, for a team, right? Let me just take out this pointer, a very useful pointer over here. Keys to success for a team. So if, for example, Rohit Sharma will hit a century, there is a highly likely chance that Mumbai Indians is going to win them, right? Or if Bumrah is going to take 4 wickets, or some 15 dot balls, there is a highly likely chance that Mumbai Indians is going to win. Not to say that I'm a Mumbai Indians fan. I'm a cricket lover, so I love like all the teams. So keys to success to the team, right? Ball trajectory. If you've seen test matches, right, you would see that if somebody is bowling, let's say the test match is going on in UK or London, England, ball swings a lot. So how much it is swinging and how difficult it is to bat. Those kind of things. Or for that matter, in DRS also. Direct review system in cricket, you would see that somebody is appealed, and it is going to a review. The umpire is going to see the ball trajectory is to to what extent, in what direction the ball is going, right? The reason I'm telling you, my dear friends, all these examples is because this is somehow connected to big data. There is huge amount of data on the basis of which there's a lot of analysis has been done, right? And how it is done is something that we are going to understand out of this string, right? I'm just telling you the examples right now, that this is what is done and this is what we see in our day-to-day life, right? Batsman strong or weak zone, right? If you give an overpitch delivery to, without getting into too much details, if you give an overpitch delivery to somebody like Rohit Sharma or Virender Sehwag, he might have problems playing, right? Run scoring graph, who has played what? Yuvraj Singh hits on the mid wicket. So those kind of things. Bowler speed, swing, wicket taking delivery, right? You can see that in other sports also, right? Like tennis. Now see, nowadays if you watch a Grand Slam or any tennis match on TV, you will see that there's a lot of statistics that is going to come into picture, on your screen. The number of aces, half volleys, backhand, forehand, down the line, all those kind of things. My point is, as I said, all this information, all these broadcasters or telecasters are able to present to you because they are saving huge amount of data, and they are constantly analyzing it. And the reason why they are analyzing it, so that the experience, the viewing experience for end users like me and you becomes much more fulfilling, becomes much more complete, right? That's the reason why, right? That's one example. I started with the sports domain example because that is something that we all can relate to, right? Because we all are interested. But these examples are not only restricted to the sports domain. There are other domains as well in which it is useful. In fact, usefulness of data has extended to almost all the domains at this point of time, my dear. All the domains, as you will see, and as I'm going to slowly unfold, these examples to you. Right, Facebook, right? Facebook, more than 1 billion users, actually more than 1 billion users at this point of time, right? As I'm giving this presentation, all of us use Facebook. Generates close to, look at the amount of data that these companies are generating, right? It is not in GB, it is in TB, 100 terabytes of data per day. Imagine where would they be storing it, and how would they be storing it, and how they would be managing it. And what do they do with that data? They do that to improve their product. So I'll give you an example. 10-15 years down the line, 10 years before, in 2005, 2006, when Facebook came, it was a plain bare bone wall kind of application where you can go and post your pictures and post your status messages. That was it. Over the course of last 10 to 15 years, Facebook has emerged as a major business platform. You can run your business from Facebook, right? That's what Facebook has emerged into. And the reason why it has happened is because they've been constantly not only saving their data, but they are also constantly analyzing that, right? Analyzing that data, and then analyzing the data to make business decisions. Now, see, I'm using these important terms over here, my dear friends, right? Using data to make decisions. At some point of time, I'm going to, present the definition of, what is big data, right? Definition of what is big data. Then you would be able to relate to whatever I'm telling even more, right? I'm actually guiding you towards that, that formal definition, and then related to, the big data technologies and those kind of fires 70,000 queries on that data every day. They have something, Facebook has developed a software, big data software called as Hive, Apache Hive, using which it gives an SQL kind of interface to your data, right? And you can fire queries and get analysis, get output out of it, right? They are the inventors and one of the biggest users of Hive, right? So these companies like Facebook, Uber, Netflix, I'm going to talk about Netflix also a little bit in some time from now. They have their separate engineering division, where this division just only works about working on the data, churning the data, saving the data, and they also develop technologies like Facebook had developed Hive and a lot of other softwares, big data softwares as well. Uber has also done the same thing. Netflix has also done this, right? Moving on, Walmart, an example from the retail domain, right? About whatever this figure is, $485.651 billion. I've taken this from Wikipedia. They are retailers, right? One of the biggest retailers. They have a investment in Flipkart also, as you might be aware, here in India. Handles more than, look at the amount of transactions, right? Handles more than 1 million transactions every day. Imagine the amount of data that they might be producing, right? At some point of time, I'm not saying all this is unique information. I'm pretty sure you would have read, seen, heard this somewhere or the other. I'm just trying to put this into the context of this training, my dear, right? So US 485 point US dollar 485.651 billion US retailer handles more than 1 million transactions every day, produces more than, what is that, 2.5 petabytes of data on a daily basis, petabytes. And that is what you're going to see about big data, my dear friends. It's not about MB or GB, right? It's about, terabytes and petabytes of data. That is where the game begins, right? Somebody was asking me the other day, I was giving this presentation, and somebody said, big data, how big is big? I said, tell me, what machines do you use? He said, I have a laptop at home and I have a desktop in the office. I said, what is the hard disk capacity of your laptop? He said, 1 TB. I said, any data which is more than 1 TB, that is, your machine, your laptop cannot store that data. That is big data for you, right? If your desktop has got 2 terabytes or 4 terabytes of hard disk, any data which is more than that, any data which needs more than one machine to save, right? These are very important statements that I'm making. I'm going to relate it to the definitions that I'm going to be presenting to you, my dear, right? In a very short while from now. That is big data. You see what I'm saying, right? Walmart has got dedicated data centers across the world to handle their data. They have one in Bangalore. You would see this data center on Outer Ring Road, if you might know. Walmart have their office over there. A lot of opportunities there, right? So that, yeah, I'm going to quickly go through all this. New York Stock Exchange generates about 1 terabyte of data, new trade data every day, right? Use this data to perform stock trading analysis. Yeah, it is something very, very useful for the finance domain, right? I remember I was working for JP Morgan when was this? This was 2006 to 2012 in Mumbai, and then in Pune, and then in Bangalore. And I know that, I remember that they used to have these monolithic systems, right? One system is in C++, the other one is in C, the other one is Java. One has some libraries, analytics module developed by some team, and one has another, and one has got some analytics data, and the other system has got another kind of analytics data. And then they had these, on top of it, Python applications and C++ applications that analyzes the data. The data was scattered all across the place, and it was a nightmare for them to manage, right? And when the big data started coming up in 2010, right, they actually adopted everywhere. And it's not only about the US context. Here also, in if you are in Mumbai, the Bombay Stock Exchange. Even Bombay Stock Exchange uses big data quite extensively. There's a Pune based company, Datamatics or something. I don't think I remember the name. They maintain the entire analytics system, the trading system of Bombay Stock Exchange. Right. So crazy amount of data being generated by these systems, and they would want to save and analyze this data, because you never know what kind of insights. If you go to Bombay Stock Exchange website, you will see whole lot of information there: the daily charts, the weekly charts, the trend of a particular stock, how it has performed in the last maybe week, month, year, 6 months, and all those kind of things. So I hope you're getting a sense, my dear friends, that big data is about huge amount of data, and your opportunity or your skill to analyze it so that you can do some kind of business augmentation. That is what is right. And we are going to talk more about it as I'm going to proceed. What are the other examples? NASA Center for Climatic Simulation stores 32 petabytes of data, comprising of climatic observations. Yeah, and that's the reason why, when you go to US, if you people have traveled outside of India, you would see that the predictions are so accurate. Right? In US, people move out of the house by looking at predictions, and then say, oh, this prediction is right or wrong or correct. Maybe it is going to snow, so I'm not going to venture out.